thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but it means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own knitting project. If you're like me and really enjoy watching videos while you work, sometimes you find that the content you like is very visually engaging and you're several hours in planning to knit and you haven't gotten nearly as far along in your project as you would have liked to. So that's where I come in. And if you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. It is Thursday evening. I have decided to pre-record a lot of stuff to have on an upload schedule for the next week or so you guys have something ready to go for this uncertain time we have. Today we're going to work on a new project. As you see by the description, it's the Mochimochi Tiny Cat Kit, and pardon the glare and the blur apparently. Oh, and I hope I'm in focus this time. I think because I was on a roll yesterday when I was filming, I didn't double check that the camera was in focus again when I continued on with the next video, because I took my thumbnail photo and I believe I'm editing that video tonight to upload it later this weekend, but I think I'm blurry the whole time. But if you're just there to listen to me, it should be okay. But I apologize in the future that the video you'll see by the time this is uploaded is probably blurry. But yes, so I picked up this kit during the yarn crawl that I participated in over the summer, and it's just a quick kit. It says a super small, super quick knitting project from Mochimochi Land, and I'll link their website in the description so you can pick up this kit or other kits. They have a bunch of really cute stuff that you can use. And on the back it has it comes with all of the yarn measured out for you already, and so all I need is, it says intermediate knitting pattern, so it comes with wool / nylon yarn, polyester stuffing, and you need size 1 double pointed needles and a tapestry needle. And since this is tiny, I wasn't sure if it would fall off of my stitches, so I am using my very long US size 1 or 2.25 millimeter DPNs. And these are, whose are these? These are Knitter's Pride Smart Sticks. I actually have Smart Sticks from Jimmy Bean's wool, so I'm not sure if they're partnered together or what, because Jimmy Bean's wool says that they're like patent pending or something like that. So I'm like, they look exactly the same as Knitter's Pride, so I don't know. Knitter World copyright, intellectual property, I have no idea. And I wanted to give you guys an update. Before I started filming this, I wanted to finish up my other projects, so I wove in the ends of this little beanie that I made for my friend's boyfriend, and then I finished hers. So hers was the swoop beanie, but I added the pom-pom to the top of it. That was scary because I had to make the pom-pom and then like loop my loose end that I had from the decreasing at the top of the crown and loop that through the pom-pom, secure it underneath, and then weave in the excess and stuff. So hopefully it stays on. Hers is a lot bigger. Like his is gonna be like a more fitted skull cap type, and then hers is like a slouchy one, which is why it's so big, because she doesn't have a big head. But if you just have it like sitting on the top with the brim, it's probably gonna look like that when she wears it. So pretty cute. Alright, so let's get into this one. Whew, I was so tired today. And I'm still tired. I took a nap during my lunch break instead of like eating my lunch during my lunch break. I just was snacking at the time I was supposed to eat. So I ate around noon, and then for 30 minutes I took a nap, and I needed it. I just couldn't get myself to be awake this morning, and still today I just feel, well, these are very sturdy. I actually tried putting these in my sock, well, it wasn't a sock, well, yeah, I guess it was like a sock yarn reserve, the carved wooden needle keeper thing that I bought during my birthday yarn haul. These are too long for that, so if you're planning on buying, how long are these? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8-inch long ones. Oh no, 6-inch. No, 8, yeah. Oh, I get it, yeah. Each inch mark, because they, if you could see here, every other color is indicating an 1-inch increment along the DPN, so you can see like how far you are. Use it as like a makeshift ruler, or if you have to cast on to a certain length, then you have that, or check your whips. The thing, you know, where you wind it around to get 1 inch, and then you know how many, what your gauge is, or how thick your yarn is, something like that. But whatever, that thing, this can do that thing. I am so descriptive, aren't I? But yeah, these are too long to fit in my wooden sock yarn keeper thing, so I will not be using it for that. So let's open up our packet and see what we have to do. So this says, cool, ooh, Navy. Share your finished projects by tagging them Mochimochi Land. So because I have an Instagram, if you're not friending, well, you don't really friend people on Instagram, but if you're not following me at Paws and Pearls Offline, and that's A-N-D spelled out, not the ampersand, I will be able to tag Mochimochi Land when I'm finished with these guys, and yeah, very fun. Okay, so let's see. So here we are. Finished size is 1 1/2 inch long, not including the tail. Yes. Fingering weight sock yarn, 1 set of 5-inch. Double pointed needles. Okay, well they say 5-inch, but we'll try with these because I do have some size 1 5-inch, but they're my pony brand that are plastics, so we'll see how that goes. Saying small tapestry needle, stuffing, all that stuff, so it's giving all of the equipment stuff. So I guess, you know, if you have scrap yarn and want to do this yourself, you can still follow the same pattern. And it says gauge, not important, just make stitches tight enough so that stuffing won't show through. And then it says note, the finished project is very small and not suitable for small children. So if people think they're going to have them as a snack, put them in their mouth, choke on them, not going to be for them. Okay, so, oh my lord. I should probably go to bed actually early today. I thought I was going to yesterday, but that didn't happen. Okay, so I'm looking at abbreviations. Cool. This kit contains Cascade Heritage yarn in gray, mango, strawberry cream, snow, and real black. And this tiny cat will never shed on your bed. I always could use that. So it's another picture of the same cat that's on the back here. Oh, the blue one that's on the front, but just a close-up, I guess. So let me see. Well, I guess they're the same cat. La la la. This is okay. It's like, let me make sense of this. Body worked back to front. Okay. 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 Alright, so let me get started here and then I'll be right back. It's been a long time since I had stopped recording to get started on the process of making the kitten, and I messed up so many times. And I ended up switching my needles because the 8-inch ones are definitely too big for this project, but here we have it. This is 4 rounds of the beginning of the pattern. You can see it's just this teeny tiny bit of knitting, and I have now rows 5 through 18 of just working in the round. So thankfully I'm at a part where I can actually talk to you guys and knit, because that first segment, like getting all of this set up, was a bit too tricky because it's teeny tiny yarn and I had to keep track of where I was and all of that. So, and I have my battery operated stitch counter that I got for free with a purchase I made a while ago of the yarn that I used for my cousin's color block cowl and the sticky stuff for the socks that I made for my brother. And this is supposed to be, like it said, gauge doesn't matter as long as the stuffing doesn't come out. So I'm actually going to be knitting this pretty tight, and I knit tight anyway, so that works out for me. And it's so late. It's easily, I would say easily like 9 o'clock or so, and I was supposed to go to the grocery store just to get some odds and ends. The oat milk that I was talking about before, we're officially out because my partner's been using it in their like protein shake. Since they work out, they have a protein shake afterwards just to replenish their muscles, and dairy doesn't agree with them in large quantities, so I told them to use the milk substitute, and it's been working fine for them. However, when I need to use it, they use so much of it each time they make a shake that we run out pretty quickly, and we hadn't been to the store once we opened up our second carton of it, so we need to go. And so here we are knitting in the round, and then at some point, once I finish a big chunk of this knitting in the round, I can start decreasing. But yes, I'm trying to remember what I was talking about. It's been so long since I stopped filming to get this part done that I forgot what I was up to. Actually, let me go ahead and click up to what I've done. Oh, actually, let me reset that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I have a lot of knitting in the round to do, which is totally fine. I don't mind knitting in a circle. I've mentioned it several times before. I actually just like knitting in a circle. Yes, if you hear Kabu, she's been super, super needy today. I mean, she's always pretty needy, but even more vocal than usual. And I think just in her older age, she's gonna be 7 in June. I just think in her older age, she meows a lot more. It's kind of interesting. I mean, she's always been vocal, but almost insistently she wants to get your attention, rub on you, rub on things, and it's really cute, but also different. Not used to that. She's always kind of been a she'll see you when she sees you kind of cat, but as she's gotten older, she's kind of become more cuddly, I guess. So let me know in the comments, do you have pets that have changed their personality as they've gotten older? Also interesting is that she used to, like right when we got her, when she was 6-7 months old, she was pretty tolerant to my partner, and they're actually the first person who was able to really like pet her and cuddle with her when we got her from the shelter, because she was really hissy and scared. She was a stray that was found by one shelter, and then that shelter, I guess, gave her to the shelter we got her from, and the behavioralist worked with her, and they had her in office and everything to try to get her acclimated to humans more. And after a while, they decided she was adoptable, so they put her in like the community cat kind of area where they all get to interact with each other. And I saw her online because Kokuo, who was our previous cat, we had him for a year at that point, and I wanted to add to the family. And we were looking at the same shelter he came from, and saw Kabu, and her name was Anchovy. Her shelter name was Anchovy, and I thought she was so cute, and she looked so scared, and I was like, I don't know, I'll take a chance on her. So we visited her like once, got to pet her and stuff, and then we came back maybe the next weekend and brought her home. And when we had her, she was in our utility closet. We had enough space to keep her there and keep her away from Kokuo so that they could kind of get used to each other. And she was just not having it. She didn't want to be by us. She hissed when we came in the room. It took a while for her to stop hissing and to accept love from us and touch. So I would actually, even with Koji, he was very hissy because he was a feral rescue as well, and I would just sit in the room with them and talk to them and sing so they'd get used to my voice and everything and my smell, and make sure that they knew I was there to feed them, and I would stay in the room with them a little bit while they ate. Especially Koji, I had to work with him a lot because he didn't have like any human touch by the time I got him, and he was already 4 months old when I brought him home. And the person who was fostering him, he was with his litter mates and his mom and everything, so it was trickier for them, I think, with him, because of the fact that he was just around his litter mates and they were used to each other. But as far as like humans, his mom was good. Some of his litter mates were really good about being touched, or at least getting treats out of your hand and stuff, so it took him a long time to warm up to. But anyway, Kabu was just starting out and pretty pretty new to the whole game, and it was weird because like my partner was able to pet her first, but then one day she just decided that she liked me more, I guess, and then I was the only one who could touch her, and she'd run away from my partner all the time, and she still kind of like scuttles about and will dodge him, but every now and then they'll be able to pet her, and she'll put her butt in the air and stuff, and it's really cute. Okay, so now that I've knit so many, I've kind of lost track. Okay, no, I got it now. I clicked one earlier than I should have, but I remember the cast on is coming from the bottom, but it kind of turns this way, so the row where the nub is starting is the one that I start on, so I am good. And this part actually, even if I knit longer than I should, I'm not increasing anything. I'm just making the body of the cat, so if it ends up being like a row or two longer than how many rounds I should have, it'll just be an extra long cat, but there's enough yarn in here for the body to be a little bit longer if I did end up missing where I was. So this is side 2. And 3. And this part is definitely easier. I think it's just that KFB part, that cast on part, because everything is so close together, it's really hard to see where the twists are, or to like make sure there isn't anything twisted, and that's what happened the first time. And then I thought I could be like kind of cool and figure out a way to do the join in the rounds so that it was like knit one more stitch than you need to knit 2 together, and I don't know. I couldn't remember quite how to do it, and my phone's downstairs, so I wasn't going to go all the way back downstairs to get it just to look up the tutorial at the time, so I was like, never mind, I'll just cast on the same amount of stitches and then pull it really tight when I knit my first stitch on the round 1. It's coming along. I think I will. I was looking actually at the Mochimochi Land, such a silly name, their site, and they have gnomes, and I have at least two people I know who really like gnomes, so I was thinking it would be cute to get a couple of those kits and make them like little stocking stuffer type presents for Christmas. Based on how far I get with my socks and stuff I'll be knitting this year for my family, but I thought it'd be really cute because they know I knit and everything, but I haven't made them anything yet, so cute little gift. And if she has any other patterns, get some cute little ones that are of things that some of my friends like, some of my family like. You gotta be good. Yay! It's like, it's almost like a little hat or something for my finger. but it's a teeny tiny project, which I think is nice because it gives me a little break from some of my bigger projects, changes it up a little bit, and it's cute. And I have the pom-poms actually that I made during the pom-pom making class, which is how I made the pom-pom for my swoop beanie. Those pom-poms are at work, and it's so funny because I have them on my desk, and they're kind of over by the door, so when people come in they can see them. And so often there'll be a person who comes in to talk to me, and they'll see one of the little pom-poms, and they'll touch it, they'll play with it with their hand and toss it around and stuff, and it's like, hey, people like them. It's a nice little distraction, I guess. But now that I'll have these cute little kitty cats, and I can probably make even more with different scrap yarn that I have, that'll probably be a nice scrap yarn busting project if I have enough to just make different sizes based on how thick my yarn is and how much of it I have. It could be like really big kitty cats, little chubby ones, all kinds of cats, and just have like a box of little knit cats. It'd be so funny. I think there are even some tiny little crochet patterns. Yes, I talked about that before because there was like a little micro narwhal or cupcake shark or something that I saw, and I thought it was so cute because it was a YouTube tutorial, and this person was crocheting a bunch of different arigumi, I think that's what they're called, for like the little miniature stuffies. But I think when I take on the craft of crochet, that's something that's been on my mind for a long time, is make the little cute animals that are crocheted. Was pretty gloomy today. I was just thinking that might be why I'm tired, is because the sun wasn't out. It rained. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, and it's so weird. It's like we had some really good spring days, and now it's like they were a thing of the past. I'm just looking at this because it is very much like a triangle. Like it just fits that shape so perfectly. You can see it has like a little rounded edge. But I'm guessing once I put the stuffing in it, it'll puff up more. Probably. So I guess if you think about it, the gauge does matter, because if it's too loose, you can't pack this thing really tight, and then if it's not tight, it's not going to have that rounded look. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. But yeah, so we will continue with this. I am going to knit off camera, and then we'll see what it looks like tomorrow, the next time we meet up. So thanks for watching me knit around and around and around to make a little cap for my finger, and we'll see how tomorrow goes. I'm probably just gonna do the body part tonight and then the legs tomorrow, or even start the other kitty, because there's 2 in this kit, so we'll see what tomorrow looks like. So thanks for stopping by. I hope you do check out the Mochimochi Land site and tell me if you see a pattern or 2 or 3 or 4 that interests you, and what do you want to add to your shopping cart. So I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.